Hello, welcome to JAV Show. This is Jorge.
And this is Viv.
And hello.
What's up, guys?
I was going to say we had a false start, but I was going to say it's risky because I didn't even check the sound before we started. I was like, oh shit, we could have just fucked it up. But we fucked up anyways because I didn't press record.
Oh, so we're good?
Yep, we're good. How's this going, Viv? How's life?
Man.
You're rocking the braids?
Oh, yeah.
Is that a specific reason? Do girls do that for a specific reason?
I don't know. I can't speak for other girls, but I washed my hair earlier today, or I took a shower earlier today, and my hair was wet, and I didn't have time to fully blow dry it, like to 100% dry before I left for an appointment. And so I was like, okay, I'm gonna tie my hair up while I'm driving. And so I did this while I was driving.
Wait, you guys can do it just nonchalantly?
I can do it nonchalantly.
I feel like most girls can.
For the listeners, I French braided my hair into two French braids.
So you just drive and you grab and you just start doing it?
Yeah.
With one hand or two hands?
I did it with two hands.
Like, sounds dangerous.
If I was at a red light, then I would just do it really quickly on one side.
If you stop, do you just lose your place? Or how does that work?
Yeah, it'll like unfurl.
So you do it all at once in one red light?
If I needed to go, then I would just like hold it in place with one hand and I'd keep driving until I get to another red light and just go.
Yeah, that's a pretty impressive skill. I feel like a lot of girls can do that. I think I've seen Joyce do it before too.
Yeah. I used to play with my doll's hairs a lot and cut it and braid it and do all that.
Cut it?
I can do...
Wait, you cut your doll's hair?
Yeah.
Isn't that the riskiest thing ever?
Why?
It's not growing back.
Yeah, it's not going back. But you learn.
But you only have one doll.
Yeah.
So she's bald.
So you just learn how to trim hair, then you learn how to do a little shorter, and
then she's bald.
Until, yeah, they're fucking bald.
Is that why girls always have bald dolls?
And then you save money until you can buy another doll and another one and another one.
Really?
That's what I would do.
That seems like such a waste of...
Really? I really
doll
like
hair.
doing that.
Oh.
Or you learn how to like braid your doll's hair and do different hairstyles and you look at a picture
the
and try to
hairstyles make
recreate
sense.
it.
But the cutting is like...
I would do all of it.
The cutting is like, whoa, that's like your doll. You're going to lose it after that.
It's fine. I had fun.
That's true.
Yeah, that's why my hair is braided, because I didn't have enough time to fully dry my hair before I left the house. And I was like, oh, I don't want to let this just air dry.
Wait, you're a morning showerer?
I showered 3 times a day.
Normally?
Yeah.
This is your normal existence?
Yeah. Shower in the morning, then I usually shower after work, and I usually shower at night.
Do you think that's normal?
No. I would imagine everyone showers at least once a day.
Yeah, but isn't that...
my morning shower is because I do cold plunges, or not cold plunges, cold showers.
Isn't that bad for your hair, showering that much?
I don't wash my hair every single time. I wash my hair like every other day.
Oh, so when you're showering, you're just like...
I just have my...
You have your little hair thingy that like...
Yeah, I just use a claw clip and I clip my hair up.
I feel like that's excessive. 3 times a day? That's crazy.
I feel like it makes sense. So in the morning, I take a cold shower, and so that's my morning shower.
Okay. But you don't get your head wet then?
No.
Isn't that part of the cold shower is getting your head also wet?
Yeah, but I can't get my head wet every single day. Then I keep my face wet, and then I do neck down.
Oh.
And then after work, it's usually like before volleyball or before if I like go do other stuff, because I feel like after working all day, I feel just like grimy.
Just from sitting there?
Yeah. Doesn't it feel good to shower?
It does, but like it seems excessive.
Oh, I don't know. Like,
I unintentionally shower twice a day only because I go to the gym and then after that I go to the steam room.
Yeah.
So you kind of have to, like you're already showering essentially.
Yeah.
Like when you walk in the steam room, if you're there for 10 minutes, you essentially had a shower.
That makes sense.
Right? But I also rinse off after, right? Because, you know, all the cold water. But like if I didn't do that, I wouldn't, like I guess if I was sweaty, I would shower, but I wouldn't normally just shower.
I feel like it's part of my like getting ready routine. It just feels good to be clean. And
it only has like a little OCD.
Maybe.
I think you have some issues.
And then after I come home, then you shower again before you go to sleep. And that part is like...
So the nighttime one makes the most sense.
Yeah.
The morning one's kind of okay, and then the middle one's weird.
I think it's fine.
Yeah.
I think it feels really good to shower
it feels
before
good,
you leave the house and you start doing like your other half of the day.
But it's like, for example, I'll go to the gym right after work, or I'll go to volleyball right after work. Right? Because it's like in sequence. I don't have to like drive all the way home, take a shower, and then drive all the way out there.
Oh, well, volleyball is really close to my house, though.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying, like, in your case, wouldn't it be kind of inconvenient? Sometimes you have to like drive all the way somewhere just to shower and then go back to your normal routine activity shit?
No, because I usually go home after work anyways. It's rare if I don't go home right after work. Unless I'm going straight to volleyball because work took a long time and I happened to be in the office that day too, then obviously I'm not going to try and force a trip home just to shower and come back.
Wait, so if you're home working, you also shower right before volleyball?
Yeah.
So you're sitting at home all day?
Yeah.
You didn't go outside?
Yeah.
You're just chilling?
Well, I walk Lumi at lunchtime if I'm working from home.
Okay,
but yeah.
You take a 20-minute walk and then it's just a normal day. It's 5 p.m. You're like, you know what? I'm going to go take a shower and then I'm going to go do some bullshit.
I'm like, oh, okay. I'm going to go get it. I'm going to go shower. I'm going to go get ready for volleyball, change.
Okay. I need other like this sounds insane.
That
like,
sounds insane.
You're literally home all day. It's like supposedly I assume your fucking room is like a lab where it's like clean as shit all the time because you have OCD.
Yeah.
So like how are you getting dirty? From your own body oils?
I don't think it's necessarily about being dirty. It's more so about feeling fresh.
Yeah, no, this is insane.
To go do things.
This is especially at home. Like if you're out and it was a hot day and you're sweating and you're like in the office or the car, that makes sense to me. Yeah. If you're home all day in a comfortable PJs or whatever, and you're like, you know what, I feel disgusting right now, I'm gonna go shower. I was like, dude, you're at home all day.
I brush my teeth too. Is that weird?
No, that's kind of normal. Like brushing teeth after meals, I think is very normal.
No, I mean like when I'm showering to like get ready and.
I also brush my.
I'm like, oh, it's like the whole routine.
Yeah, like when I shower, I also brush my teeth.
Like in my midday shower.
I mean, that would be normal because like if you, for example, if I wasn't in the trailers like I am right now, like if I'm in my office, after lunch, I would brush my teeth.
Oh, yeah.
That's normal. So that's why the whole brushing teeth isn't that crazy. But
I feel like it's
showering is kind of crazy.
Concept in a way.
You cannot live anywhere that they don't have a good source of water. Because you're a fucking waste of water. Do you take long showers?
I don't take long showers.
How long is your shower, you think?
Maybe like 15 minutes.
That's long.
That's long?
Dude,
15 minutes is for the whole thing. For like washing my hair. For doing like everything.
Like the moment you step in and the moment you step out is 15 minutes. I still think that's kind of long.
That's long?
Like when I was a kid, I always showered really quickly. So then when I got a bit older and my parents stopped caring about the water and shit. Yeah. You know when you're a kid. I mean, when I was a kid, my parents were like, yeah, you can't use too much water and shit because we're poor and stuff like that, right? So then when I got older and we didn't, they didn't bitch to me about that, I was like, I wonder how long a 15-minute shower would take. So I timed myself. I was like, dude, I clean up myself within 5 minutes. I'm just sitting there for 10 minutes. I'm like, what the fuck am I doing?
Tell me what you do in the shower though.
Okay, I go in. I turn on the water. It's a little cold at first, and then once it's warm, then I pop out the shower. I'm in the shower within like 5 seconds of getting wet. I put some shampoo in my hand and I shampoo my hair, and then I rinse my hair right after, and all of that is like 30 seconds.
Okay.
And then I take soap, like a bar of soap, and I soap my whole body, head to toe, and that's like 15 seconds.
Okay.
And I rinse that off. Okay, so like a minute has passed.
Yeah.
Since I got in the shower. And then I brush my teeth for 2 minutes because that's how the timer works on my toothbrush.
Yeah.
And I wash my face. And I get out and dry off and I'm done.
That makes sense.
So I was like, how do you take 15 minutes? I was like...
Okay, so when I do my like full body shower, I feel like a lot of girls have this where they have like a hair wash day, a full body shower, a just body shower, things like that. Okay. But when I do like my everything shower, I shampoo my hair twice.
Shampoo twice?
Yeah.
I thought shampoo once, conditioner once.
No, I do it twice.
Is that normal?
Sometimes I have product in my hair. Yeah, I think it's pretty normal.
Oh. I feel like we have to fact check this with other people.
Search it up. Is it normal to shampoo? To me, it's normal, and that's all that matters.
Is it normal to shampoo your hair twice when showering?
Yes, it's normal and can be beneficial to shampoo your hair twice when showering, particularly those with oily scalps, thick or coarse hair, or those who frequently use styling products.
Do you think you have any of these? You use styling products a lot? Yeah. You use hairspray?
I use hairspray and texturizing spray.
What does hairspray do to your... Doesn't it make your hair stand in a certain position or something? Your hair looks just normal. I don't know
what you think.
Well, it's like, okay, do you have hairspray on right now?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, what is it holding up?
I have a lot of baby flyaways. They're not all like that down.
Oh.
But I did like...
So you have to sit it down and you hairspray that?
I blow dry it down.
So you're not hairspraying then?
No, I am. I blow dry my hair into a specific direction.
Yeah.
And I use hairspray to make sure it stays that way.
Oh.
Like my part, and then also like my baby hairs and my little flyaways to make sure it stays down. Or as like controlled as possible, because I feel like I have a lot.
That's crazy. That's insane. Just by the way. And okay, so you shampoo your hair twice.
Yeah,
You
and then I
once.
condition my hair and
Yeah.
I let that sit.
Yeah.
And I exfoliate my whole body.
Wait, so but while you let that sit, you're doing something else, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
While I let that sit, I exfoliate my whole body.
Okay.
And then I wash my whole body.
Okay.
And then I shave my legs and do.
Oh, you shave every shower?
Yeah.
Is that normal too?
I don't know. Is it normal? You can Google it.
Do girls shave their legs every time? So even in your morning shower, you're doing this, or
No,
only okay.
like at night.
No, girls don't necessarily shave their legs every time they shower. The frequency of shaving legs varies greatly among individuals and depends
I'm
on
not
factors
saying
like
it's
hair
because
growth.
okay.
Do you have very
it's
hairy
not
legs?
No, I'm not saying it's a bad thing or a good thing.
Yeah.
But I'm not saying my legs grow hair really fast or anything. But I feel like it's good to just have it as routine. Then my legs will always be like super super smooth.
That sounds like you're doing too much. It
Why?
feels like I don't know.
I think it's enough.
Do you think your life would get fucked up if one day you couldn't do that?
No.
Oh, okay.
This is like my little routine, you know?
So you just your legs, or you shave everything, like armpit, arms, everything,
My armpits, yeah.
every day?
Yeah.
Damn, that's crazy. That's pretty insane.
And then after that, I use my like body. Or no. After that, then I'll rinse out my hair.
Yeah.
And then I'll put a body oil on.
In the shower?
Yeah.
Okay. I
So
don't
like shower oil thing.
So you put this oil on as you're showering? So now you have a layer of oil on your skin blocking the water from touching your skin though?
It's supposed to be moisturizing your skin. Okay, that's the point of it. It's like
okay.
how you use conditioner for your hair. It's doing that, but for your skin.
I thought people usually do that after they shower. They put lotion on their
I do that
body.
too.
So you put oil on your skin while you shower, and then you put lotion on top of that afterwards.
Yeah.
No wonder you feel dirty all the time.
What do you mean?
You have so much shit on you.
No, it's not about having shit on you, okay? I have really smooth skin. But it's about feeling
It doesn't
fresh.
look like it.
Okay.
Okay, and then what else?
And then afterwards,
Yeah.
I rinse out the conditioner from my hair
Yeah.
and
The
I
body
put-
oil?
no, and then I put in a bonding treatment in my hair.
The fuck does that do?
It smooths out your hair. It's good for your hair damage.
Do you have a lot of hair damage?
Yeah.
Maybe from all the showers.
No, it's not from the showers. I don't wash my hair every single time. It's because I color my hair regularly.
How much do you spend on all these products every year, you think?
Oh, I don't know, actually.
You think it's some insane number?
No, I don't think so.
Really?
Yeah.
Or you're just saying that?
I think it could be insane to you because I feel like
Yeah.
yours is really like
True.
basic.
But
And
I have a girlfriend too, so I can kind of guesstimate.
oh, interesting.
I don't think she spends that. I don't think she spends that much on, or I don't think she applies that many products.
Well, I do.
So, like, do you spend a lot on your?
I don't think so. To me, it's not a lot.
Oh, okay. I mean, that's kind of It's like, oh yeah, if I'm rich, then yeah, to me, it's not. Right? You know what I mean?
I'm not rich. But yeah, so that's what I do.
And then what else? That's it, and then you're done.
And I rinse everything off, and then I wash my face.
And so that whole thing's 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Oh.
Because you have to leave in the the bonding treatment for 5 minutes minimum. So I make sure that I'm at least like I have that in my hair 5 minutes before I'm done showering.
So when you go on vacation, like, how do you bring all this?
I don't.
So you just feel like a dirty person the whole time
I just do
you're
the
on vacation?
bare minimum on vacation. I literally just wash my hair and bring hair serum.
So does it make you feel really shitty, or?
Oh, I'm on vacation. I know that I can't bring
Oh, I see.
everything.
That makes sense. That's crazy.
And then I leave the shower and I put lotion all over my whole body and I put
So you oil and then lotion again, and you
Yeah.
put more product in your hair after.
and I put hair oil in my hair and I put hair serum in my hair.
That's crazy.
And then you want to hear more? And I do skincare and I use a Medicube booster wand on my face, and that one takes 5 minutes. And I have to blow dry my hair after.
Have you ever thought maybe that's why your hair is in not the greatest shape?
No.
Is all the things you put in it?
No, that's not the case.
Really?
Yeah,
I don't know.
It's definitely because of bleaching.
It feels like it's like taking a dead corn and just keep injecting shit into it, just hoping it's still good. And then it survives a bit better. And then maybe it thrives with all the shit you inject. And then right after you do that, you throw bleach on it.
I mean, yeah, that could be the case. But then at least it's not completely dying, you know. For my hair. My hair look like it's dead to you?
Yeah, it does actually.
Oh, damn.
It's not like it's dead, but like I don't understand hair that much because I don't have much of it.
Okay, so I can't answer this question.
But it just like compared to other people, sometimes it just looks really frizzy. If that makes sense.
Yeah, it does, right? At the ends.
And like, no offense, but like all the things you told me, and all the things I've known from say like my girlfriend or my ex-girlfriend and the amount of products they use, I'm like, maybe it's genetics. Like maybe their hair is just better.
That could be the case.
But I was like, dude, they use. I feel like at least around me, they don't use as much shit as that, and their hair is perfectly fine.
Do they also bleach the hair?
They don't dye their hair often.
There you go. That's also the issue. That's the main issue for my hair.
I mean, maybe you can not dye your hair that often.
No, I'm committed.
I mean, I know we had this discussion, but you could try it a bit more. I don't know.
No, I'm committed. I like this.
And turn your thing up a bit. Okay.
But yeah, that's my whole routine.
That's
why it
crazy.
takes me 15 minutes in the shower and probably like 10 out.
So it's a 30-minute thing for you.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Actually, yeah. Whenever I'm getting ready, I'm like, okay, for showering, I need half an hour.
So is that why you're always late all the time?
No, I don't think I'm like that much often anymore.
Yeah, but before.
No, before it's literally just like time awareness in the sense of, you know how when you're leaving the house, it still takes a few extra minutes to like actually leave and actually be like in your car and going.
Yeah, but it still doesn't make sense. Like you're like half an hour
I
late.
feel like that was mostly what I would do because I'd be like, oh, the second I'm done getting ready, then.
But that doesn't
like,
count for 30 minutes. That counts for like 5 minutes.
No, it would be like the second you're done getting ready,
Yeah.
like showering and like doing makeup or whatever.
Yeah.
Then to me before, I would consider that as like, oh yeah, and it takes me like 15 minutes to get someplace.
Yeah.
And I would be like, oh yeah, then like this will work out. But then I forget, oh, you also need to change Viv. You also need to like lube me outside the potty. You also need to fill your water bottle. You also need to like grab your jacket. You need to do this. You need to do this to like fully leave the house. Yeah, that was mostly the time.
I feel like you're downplaying how badly the time management was.
Yeah, back in the day, it was bad.
It would be like, at least half an hour to an hour late. And
Yeah, it was really bad before. Or I would be like, oh, like if it was a friend event thing, previously like a group thing, I'd be like, why does it matter if I'm there on time?
Like a big group, it depends. It might matter. It depends on what size of the group.
Yeah.
If it's like 5 people, it's like, yo, we're waiting for you to eat.
Yeah.
Then it matters.
I get it.
But then if it's like 30 people thing, they're like, yeah, we don't care if you come or not.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that one makes sense. But at the same time, if it's like a potluck, it's like, well, we're kind of expecting something from you. We want to try your food, but then by the time you come, everyone's full.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah. But yeah, that makes sense. Damn, that's crazy. I guess you have a long ass fucking routine.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I'm a slob. I just don't do all that shit.
I mean, you just learned that you need to change your socks more often.
I feel like I didn't really have a sock problem. I don't have like a stinky feet problem, in my opinion.
I'm not stinky. I just like being fresh.
Yeah, I did just do the whole change sock every day thing. I use different types of socks too. On days that I don't do like a...
Wait, it's every day now? I thought you said you changed it to like once every 3 days.
No, it's still every day. But it's like if I work out, I use a different type of sock. That's like more sports sock. And then I would just, put that in the wash or in the basket. And then if it's a non-sports day, I would wear thinner socks. Because I feel in my brain, I think thinner socks get dirtier faster, or you feel the dirtiness faster.
Because it goes like through the sock faster.
Yeah. So then on days I'm not working out related to leg,
yeah,
then I'm not using my feet as much, so I can use a thinner sock. And then days I'm working out leg, it's not really that much thicker, but it's more sports sock, so it has a bit more cushion and it's a bit thicker. And then I'll still change it every day, but it's that now.
That's not bad.
But the worst is climbing. Climbing makes your feet stink.
But climbing, you don't wear socks.
Yeah, but then what do you do after?
Oh, put your foot in a sock.
Yeah. Or if you don't, your feet, even if you don't and you just like walk out with sandals, your feet still smells.
Oh, so like.
So I have to shower after climbing.
I see.
Every time. Or I have to wash my feet. Like some climb gyms have like foot wash, but even
I've seen that before.
Even then, I feel like it's still iffy. I feel like it's still not that clean. Because you're still walking kind of barefoot to your shoes and stuff.
You have to use something to kill the bacteria, don't you? If your
soap,
feet
I assume?
stink. No, like an actual like.
Oh, if you have like mold or some bullshit.
Acid type of spray.
So I'm in the opinion that when you use too many products and shit, it like kills the natural biome of the thing. That's of my opinion.
Yes.
Right? So it's like if you take too much antibiotics, your microbiome in your stomach gets destroyed. Right? And I feel like maybe there's also a biome on your skin that needs to have some bacteria, but not the bad bacteria.
I can kind of see it.
So it's like if you can think of like a bunch of layers, right?
Yeah.
Like every day you wash yourself, you take out like the top 2 layers or something.
When you wash your face?
When you wash your body. Okay, just imagine your skin right now, cross section is 7 layers. I'm making random numbers.
Because you're removing the top oils and possibly physically exfoliating your skin.
Sure, yeah. So you remove the top 2 layers, right?
Sure.
And every day you grow back the top 2 layers. This is like Alvin brain right now, just thinking about this stuff. But then if you keep going too low, that's when you have some maybe healthy skin bacteria that wants to be there. But if you keep like
you're stripping your skin,
nuking it all the way down by using more and more and more products. Because for example, if I use 3 products, the first product will take out 1 layer, the second product will take out another layer, and then the third product will like get even deeper into the layers. And then it's not.
I can see the idea behind that, but I don't think it works that way when it comes to skin. If you're using products that are overly harsh or like too many active chemicals, then you can do something called like stripping your skin.
Yeah, okay.
And then that's when you destroy the natural health and the natural like barrier of your skin.
Okay.
And you extract too many oils or you actually physically break the healthy layer of your skin.
Okay.
Then that's when you start like destroying your skin. And then that's why some people might like break out or feel like skin sensitivity or have skin redness, and that would make sense. But that doesn't have to do with the amount of products you use, but more so what kind of products you use, and like whether they're an active product that has active chemicals in it, or whether it's overly harsh. So overly harsh would make it like right when you wash your face, if your face is really tight and dry, then that means you stripped your skin of all the natural oils. That means you didn't just take away the greasiness or like the dirt from the day. You literally stripped it from its moisture.
I see.
And that's when you went too far.
I see. But then also, so let's say I didn't go too far, but I also think that when you put too much shit on top of it, so now you're putting 3-4 extra layers. In my opinion, that's not necessarily a good thing, because I feel like you want the ability of your skin to breathe, let's just say. So you don't want too much stuff on it that's not natural. That's my opinion.
Yeah, I can see that too, because it depends on what skin type you have and what skincare you're putting on top of it. But if you put things that are pore clogging on your skin or really heavy for your skin and your skin's not used to it, then you can clog your pores and make yourself break out in that sense.
What do you mean not used to it?
Like if your skin is more sensitive, or your skin's more oily, and you put on a really, really thick and oil-based moisturizer or product, and you put too many of that stuff on, then technically your skin's not going to be able to like breathe, and your skin's going to get clogged very easily. For some people, their skin's drier or it's more sensitive and it needs that like thicker barrier on top. And so that would be better for their skin.
So you think you got your shit dialed in? Like you know exactly the products you need?
I think I'm almost dialed in, almost perfectly dialed in.
Oh, okay.
Not perfectly, but nearly there.
Oh, I see. That's pretty cool then.
Yeah.
No, yeah, that's how I think of it. So I'm always like, I don't know, I like to go as close to natural as possible.
What's your opinion on Korean people? They have this thing called like a 7-step skincare. And Korean people...
You already know my opinion. I have an opinion on yours, so you already know my opinion on that.
But then Korean people have really, really nice skin, though. You think it's like only
but I feel
forced nice skin?
Yeah, I feel like
they're relying on
I feel
products?
like it's like the image of it is nice. But let's say we both had to go to Survivor, the game show. Like, I think within 3 days they're fucked.
Really?
I think so. I think within 3 days their skin's gonna be so bad because I feel like they've relied on so much of that product where I've never relied on anything. So it's like I can live out here for like 5 months.
Okay, I think we can compare this to your health.
Okay.
So imagine somebody that puts in a lot of proactive effort to wear sunscreen, to make sure that they drink a lot of water, to make sure that they're taking a multivitamin every day, a vitamin D, an omega-3, things that can supplement their lifestyle, like, I don't know, like folic acid or vitamin K, things that could be missing from their diet.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh yeah, I'm a pretty top peak person. I try and, I don't know, get this amount of steps in my day. I try and make sure I get this amount of water. I get this much exposure to light every single day. Stuff like that. They're like really involved in their health.
Yeah.
If they were to reduce all of that and go back into nature, do you think they would be better off for like the first week versus somebody that was like a couch potato eating just junk food and everything? Who do you think's health would decline faster? I guess like the other the guy on the health, the other guy that's a couch potato, I feel like his health would actually get better because he's no longer a couch potato. But I feel like it doesn't mean that the guy who was really adamant and proactive on his health, I don't think that his health would decline because now, he's not getting his 10,000 steps in a day. Oh, now he's not taking his vitamin K, his multivitamin. Now he's not doing his daily red light therapy stuff. I feel like that's such a
extreme analogy of the question in hand, though.
Really?
Yeah, because the reason is because I agree. I think the person who's proactive would do a lot better, but I feel like it's not representative of the question of like skincare, right?
Well, I feel like skincare is nearly the same. It's not entirely vanity though, because the way your face looks is also representative of the health behind it. So if your skin is dehydrated, then you're gonna look like tired. Your skin's gonna look sallow. It's gonna start to drag. It's gonna lose a lot of the brightness in it, and that's reflective of it being dehydrated. Or if your skin's like breaking out, then that means that your skin and your health is inflamed, or there's something wrong with your liver, or maybe your gut health is not good.
Right. Okay. So what I think, at least, is you lose some adaptability when you use all those products. Is what I think.
In what ways?
So like, if you were to take someone who did all that, like use sunscreen every day, right? And you were to put them in a sun harsh environment compared to a surfer, I think the surfer would last so much longer and they would do so much better in that situation.
Really? In what ways? I disagree 100%.
Oh, really? I just think that they have the adaptability. So like their skin is prepared for the harshness of the environment. Whereas the person, if the person that did sunscreen every day and now they can't use sunscreen and now they're in that sun harsh environment, I feel like at first, yes, their skin's going to be better, but then their drop off is going to be harder. Like they're going to like let's say the surfer guy had legitimately worse skin, but then as both their skins deteriorating, the guy with the better skin is going to drop off a lot steeper than the guy that is used to being in that environment.
I can see our concept.
Okay.
And I agree that the person who has a healthier skin, the change in their skin from the change in the guy that was a surfer, the person who has a healthier skin, the change is going to be more dramatic.
Right.
However, I think that the person that would be better equipped in a harsher sun environment would be somebody who's not somebody that puts sunscreen on their face every day and not the surfer, but somebody whose skin has naturally evolved to tolerate the sun. So like people with people with naturally darker skin tones. So like black people or whoever has really dark skin tones, because that's
not
the natural like.
But that's not
fighting
that's not
mechanism.
the.
I know, but I'm saying like for people who are surfers, their skin. If you were to go to some clinic and use some special camera and take a picture of their skin's literally like, dying. Like the reason why they have so many sunspots, which people think are freckles in the summer when you get like your freckles come out.
Right.
Those aren't freckles, you guys. Those are sunspots. That means that you're getting sun damage on your skin.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. But
so the surfers, their skin is naturally going to already have a lot of damage and a lot of wrinkles and a lot of like leathery texture.
Right.
And obviously if your skin's already in that condition and it gets worse, you're not going to really see a difference versus somebody whose skin's like, oh, pristine and perfect and glass-like, and then it starts to get sunspots and start to get really like tan and dry and all that stuff. Obviously you're going to see that change a lot more than the other guy. But I think the other guy is still going to be in a far worse off condition, because if you looked at the actual depth of his skin and the health behind it, his skin would be significantly further worse than the person who has like the better skin. You know, it's like having somebody that's like a couch potato all day and then you let them like become a slob versus someone that was an athlete and then they stop working out. The person who was a slob their whole life would still be worse off than the person that was an athlete and then became a slob for like a week. True.
Yeah, actually that makes sense. I would agree on that part, but like, do you think do you think there's a lot of studies on like these artificial products and how they benefit the skin?
Yeah.
Oh, there are? Okay. So like, you think it's intensive enough to say for a fact that these are good and they have minimal to no side effects?
Side effects in what ways?
I don't know, like just fucking, I don't know, fuck up your skin like in the long term.
It depends. There's some that are generally good because it's kind of like saying, oh, your skin is lacking moisture. We're going to give you moisture in the form of hyaluronic acid. Then that's completely safe, completely fine.
Oh, okay.
It's if you go into like scientific based or backed research skincare, then they'll show you like the skincare reports and saying like, oh, we've actually made this molecularly smaller so it can go deeper into your skin and make your skin more moisturized from a deeper level instead of just making your skin feel nice for like 20 minutes and then go away. Versus some skincare can be bad for you. Like, this isn't necessarily skincare, but like Accutane, which some people get prescribed if they have really bad acne, that's not actually good for you. That's a more instant, immediate result type of thing, but long term, it's not good for you. Because for Accutane, what it does is it just dehydrates your body like crazy.
Right.
And the idea is that because your body's severely dehydrated, your body won't be able to create any of the pus or feed any of the bacteria that causes you to have acne. And so that should dramatically stop you from having acne. But because your body is in a state of severe dehydration, it also fucks with your sinuses, fucks with your eyes, it fucks with like everything else too.
So wait, do you think and maybe I'm the only one who ever heard of this, but I always thought like some people complain that like people who don't use a lot of products, their skin's pretty good. And then some people who use a lot of products, their skin's like, what do you think is the cause of that?
I think that naturally, okay, first off, I think there's two things off the top of my head, two things.
Yeah.
The person naturally just has really good genetics because their skin wasn't reactive during puberty or anything like that too, and hasn't stayed reactive.
Okay.
But I think the other thing is kind of in line with your mindset, and where if you start playing around with skincare, then you start to change kind of the makeup of your skin in that way.
Okay.
So you're exposing your skin to more things, which could obviously benefit it to a further degree than your skin could go naturally. But then you're also opening up to it being more sensitive to a lot of things. So when you're testing out skincare, you can make your skin obviously react to it negatively, and you can break out, you could do that. And when you're broken out, you're like, okay, now I have to fix this. Then you have to like try another skincare. And then you could be like, oh, okay, this skincare fixes that, but then, oh, it actually made my skin a little bit drier. Then you have to find something else to fix it from getting dry. So it's kind of like if you start introducing your skin, then you can go further and making your skin look way better, but then you're also exposing yourself to making it worse and having all these other side effects.
I see. I'm curious because I wonder what like a dermatologist would say about this stuff. Because how I've always thought about it and saw it is like I agree that like your skincare is generally like a sign of your health.
Mhm.
So it's like I shouldn't try to fix the skin. I should fix the health.
Yeah.
It's like if you're dehydrated, drink more water, right? So that
Mhm.
has nothing to do with skincare. I'm just drinking more water
Yeah.
to help that, right? So that's why it's like really counterintuitive to me when people use a lot of skincare products, because it's like it feels like they're hiding the true symptoms or the true cause of the symptoms.
I can see
They're
that.
only fixing the symptoms themselves.
I can
right?
see that.
And then again, I could be completely wrong about this. I always thought like, if someone was super healthy naturally and didn't use much skincare or any skincare products, they would probably have better skin because they are naturally like replenishing the oils and everything in their skin. So then that's why I've always thought, like if you can do it naturally, that's always going to be the better solution, in my opinion.
Mhm.
But I mean, like you're what you're saying it sounds pretty accurate too. So I have no idea.
I fully agree with the health part though, because if your diet is really bad, then topical can only do so much. For dermatologists, like I'm not a dermatologist myself, obviously, but I know that topical things do have their place. Right. Because your skin is like the largest organ in your body. However, if you're working on your skin and you have a really shitty diet and you're eating like junk food all the time, then that's still gonna affect your skin, and all the topicals that you do aren't going to negate the fact that you have a shitty diet too. It's kind of like when you're working out. Yeah, you can build a lot of muscle, but if you have a shitty diet, it's still gonna affect your lifts. It's still gonna affect how you perform. It's still going to be something that you can't cut out in order to get the results that you want to get.
So yeah, I'm curious what they would say. I wonder if they would say like, if you have a pretty good diet, then you only need to use like one or two things or something like that. Like just a wash and a lotion or something like that.
It could be.
And mostly it's just the face, right? Like I guess dermatology is involved with skin everywhere.
Yeah.
But I assume you use different things for your face than the rest of your body, right?
Yeah.
Interesting.
But I feel like there's a lot of other, if we're not talking about just your face, I feel like there are a lot of other products that people use for their skin too. So like topical eczema lotion.
Yeah, but that's like a disease.
It's like a skin condition. Or if they have like severely dry hands all the time, you have to get specific lotions. Or if your skin's like naturally dehydrated, then you have to see whether you need more. I get that you should drink more water, but there's also different lotions that are more oil based or water based too.
Oh, I see.
Or if you have like I forgot what it's called, like dots on your skin, they're called chicken skin, but it means that your skin naturally doesn't exfoliate as fast. Right. Your cell turnover rate isn't as fast, so you need products that are more exfoliating.
Yeah, so I wonder what the best like ideal situation would be. Like use more, use less. How much do you use?
I feel like some people can overdo it and use like a fuck ton of skincare, and that's like more of a passion at that sense.
I see.
Or more of an interest. And I think that some people can benefit from using a little bit more, but I would like to say that like one or two is normal.
Oh, I see. I'm curious too, because I feel like this is maybe the stuff you look at, they talk about this a lot, but like I feel like the general health stuff, they never really talk that deeply about skincare.
Oh yeah,
it's literally just like wash it, lotion it, that's it.
Yeah,
like that's how I've treated. I always treat like, okay, wash it and then put lotion on, and that's it.
I feel like that's with any industry or any topic, right? If you go really deep into it, then you're like, oh, actually I could do this. It's kind of like when you're doing, I don't know, your car.
Not really. No, I wouldn't agree with that. I would think like no, okay, yes, that's true, but what I'm saying, I mean, you're misinterpreting me. What I'm saying is like if you talk about public health in general, or even just like body health, I feel like skin's almost one of the lower things people talk about.
Oh yeah, because on the surface, I feel like people think it's just vanity. Yeah. Over something that's reflective of your health as well.
But that's the thing, like if it's if you have good health and no skin condition, ideally your skin would also be in a good situation.
Ideally, yeah.
Yeah.
But I think that also depends on where you live. So imagine you live in America. and people don't give that much of a shit for their skin to the same degree as if you lived in Korea. And in Korea, people, I feel like in Korea, it's standard for everyone to know, oh, you need to do this, you need to do this, you need to do this. And people will know like 5 basic things for your skincare.
Oh, I see.
Versus in America, they'd be like, oh, just wash your face and moisturize it, probably, right?
Yeah, that's what I think.
Yeah.
I don't think that's bad. I think it's perfectly normal.
I don't think it's better or good. I think it just depends on where you live for what you think is the standard for skin.
Oh, I see. Yeah, Korea's pretty fucked up on that shit.
Yeah, they're pretty into it.
Yeah. I feel like it's maybe like too much.
Really? I don't think it's too much. I think it's just
too much.
What you're into. Maybe it's because you're born here.
That's true. Yeah. But I think it's also like, it goes back to the same mindset I've had where it's like, maybe instead of spending an hour doing that, you could spend half an hour working out or something like that, and then half an hour doing that, and you're probably better off.
Yeah.
Like, it's like they're only fixing that one thing. Like, again, I guess going back, they're only fixing the symptom because it's like the standard that everyone has. Yeah. Whereas like, oh, you could, fix the root cause, and then you don't have to do all of that now because you fixed the root cause also.
I think Koreans, if you really dive into it, they're also into fixing the root cause because they have edible skincare in a way. They'll have supplements and things to, I guess supplements aren't exactly the entire.
That's not fixing the root cause.
Not necessarily, but kind of in a way. They'll say like, oh, you should probably drink more collagen. So they'll have soup packages to be like, oh yeah, these ingredients can boost the collagen in your diet. Or they'll have...
That sounds like woo-woo shit.
Really?
Like, I feel like...
No?
It sounds like woo-woo shit.
To eat more collagen for your skin?
Yeah. Like, collagen doesn't become collagen when you eat it.
Yeah, I know. But in your skin, it makes your skin more, like, hydrated.
Oh, does it?
Even if you eat it. Yeah.
Oh, I had no idea about that. Let me see. Yeah, you're probably right about that. I always thought when I was reading up about some of this stuff, it was like people correlate too directly of things.
Oh yeah, like you eat collagen, you get collagen. No,
yeah,
you need to get the building block for collagen.
Yeah. Let's see. It's the main. Oh yeah, building block of connective tissues. But it's like a general thing. It's like skin, muscles, bones, and tendons. I guess it depends on who you are too, right?
Mm-hmm.
But there's also probably like a max amount that you take.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay. That makes sense. So, but that still doesn't fix the root cause in my opinion, though.
Like working on your health?
Yeah, it's like, oh, your skin's kind of bad and you're still eating potato chips, and then here's collagen also.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Like, even in Korean culture, I feel like they still do... What's the word? They still do try and promote being healthy.
Okay. Well, yeah. No, I get that. It's just like if you eat Shin ramen every day and then you're like using a full hour on your skincare products, I'm
then
like,
stop eating Shin ramen.
It's like this is fucking useless.
I think between American healthcare and medicine, American medicine and Asian medicine focuses on the source and fixing the source, and American healthcare focuses on fixing the symptom.
Oh, I see. I actually, I don't know. I think they have too much woo-woo shit sometimes.
Asians?
Yeah, I think sometimes the Eastern medicine stuff has not enough firm studies.
Well, I would like to believe that they do, but we just don't understand it.
What do you mean?
Because clearly it's been working for them for so fucking long for a reason.
Wait, hold up. What do you mean by that?
Asian skincare?
Oh, I thought you were talking about Asian health and
Asian medicine.
Asian health in general, right?
Asian health and medicine. I feel like what they focus on and what they study is completely different from, or not completely different, but it has large parts of it that's very different from American health and medicine. Whereas American health and medicine focuses on more chemicals and fixing the symptoms, whereas Asian healthcare and medicine focuses on the the source and focuses on things like eat hay or your blood circulation and things like that.
That's like woo-woo shit. You don't
I
think?
don't think it's woo shit at all.
I think it's not well defined.
Whoa. I disagree.
You think the blood pressure points and blood whatever thing is very well defined?
Yeah, if you look into it, it's actually a thing.
Like, you think it's very well studied?
I think American people have studied it too, but they don't think it's as important and as
I see.
impactful as straight doses of chemicals.
Oh, I don't know. I just feel like it's not statistically proven in any way.
Have you looked into this?
I haven't looked into it.
Okay.
It's just from what I hear.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I have no idea. But
I could be biased too, because I've talked to a few doctors about this.
oh, and they think that the Eastern medicine's much better in terms of health?
Not better per se,
Yeah.
but just the differences in what they focus and the validity behind it. So for Asian medicine,
Yeah.
the validity behind like blood circulation or
But like,
hot and cold things.
like you think they've done a lot of studies on it, is what you're saying also?
Yeah.
Oh, and like published studies of like
Yeah.
all that stuff. Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
I just don't have any idea about that stuff. I've always thought like some of their shit is way too woo woo, like not enough of actual studies. But I could be completely wrong about that. You think there's like a lot of Asian studies on like that stuff?
I
like
do think so.
fixing blood circulation
I do
or
think so.
pressure points and all
Yeah.
that stuff.
Yes.
Oh, so do you think you think because of that they're healthier than we are here?
I wouldn't say healthier. I
Okay.
think they just focus on a different aspect of health than American medicine and healthcare does.
Oh, okay.
So their definition of what it means to be healthy is different from Americans.
Oh, I see.
Mhm.
I see. I'm kind of confused on your point. It feels like you're just standing in the middle.
Why? What do you mean?
Like, it's like, it feels like you're like, oh, I think Eastern system's a lot better,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't want to say they're healthier.
I think that
It just feels like you're just standing on a fence, teetering. It's like, is this your opinion or is it not your opinion? It's like if I was arguing the
I
whole
would
time.
say that Asian is better.
Okay, so do you think their health is also better in Asia then?
In general, yeah.
Oh, okay.
I feel like there's a reason why there's some certain stereotypes
Of what?
with Americans and their health for a reason.
Yeah, no, I 100% agree. Yeah, there's some of that. I'm just curious, like, I wonder how that translates to other things. So, like, obviously with like longevity, it's going to translate to them living longer, probably.
Yeah.
And I wonder if that's like how definitive that is too.
Isn't the
It's like certain
It's
areas
Japan,
of like
right?
certain areas of Japan, they
Yeah.
have like the longest living people.
Can you search up where the next few places are? I would imagine one of the next few places would be somewhere in Switzerland,
Countries with
where they have people.
what's the
that
how do you
have
word this?
countries with the longest living people or the oldest people?
No, it's like an average though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Life expectancy, that's the word.
Mm.
It's Hong Kong, then Japan,
because they get a lot of steps in.
South Korea, French Polynesia, Switzerland, Australia, Italy. So okay, how do you compare Europe and Asia then? I'm curious.
I feel like the reason this part is, I feel like, more based on my opinion than things I've read and people I've talked to. But I feel like for Asian countries, it's because the first three are Asian. It's Hong Kong, Japan, and South Korea.
Yeah.
It's because it's based in Asian healthcare and Asian medicine. I feel like Hong Kong's top because they have the most amount of steps in.
Yeah.
And I think that impacts a lot. And I think the next few places, which is like French Polynesia, Switzerland, Australia, is because they focus on they have a more active lifestyle than people in America, in my opinion. Like average lifestyle. They do more walking and more biking.
But that kind of confuses me now then. It's like, is it because of the physical activity or is it because of the health system?
In my opinion, the reason why the first three are Asian is because it's a mix of both.
Oh, okay.
The health system and the fact that they have a lot more physical activity in their day-to-day lives. They're less sedentary.
Right. Okay.
And then the next three or the next few is because it's more largely because they also are less sedentary in their daily life.
Yeah, because then that's kind of curious too now, because I wonder if it's mostly because of physical activity then. Because I would say, like, you know, Switzerland, Australia, Italy, Spain, while within the top 10, they would probably side more with not American medicine, but Western medicine.
Mm, yeah.
And then the rest would side with Eastern medicine.
Yeah.
But they're all up there, so that's kind of curious too.
The reason why I wanted to lean more on saying that Eastern medicine is a little bit more healthier is because I focus on the source over the symptom. You can continuously keep treating the symptoms until the symptoms go away, and then hopefully the source eventually dies on its own.
I completely agree. No, like that's not really. I guess that's not the point I'm confused about. Like that's not the part I'm kind of like thinking about. I'm just wondering like how have they developed the, you know, the source studies, if that makes sense. The studies of like, okay, this is fixing the source of this problem.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm also kind of curious. I don't think.
Anyway, I was just gonna say, like, because the Western studies, the Switzerland, Australia, Italy people would have used those ones, and then, like, you pretty much were saying their studies are a little bit different, but in general, the physical activity is probably the rationale of why they're up there. Right.
I'm curious too. For Switzerland being up there, I wonder how impactful it is that Switzerland is named one of the more happier places on earth, and if mental health and being happy with your life and less stressed, how much that impacts their life expectancy. But it's kind of interesting that
but South Korea, Japan, South Korea
because they're the most depressed.
Yeah. So I don't think that has anything to do with it. I think it's literally just money. Like Switzerland is just the richest, one of the rich countries, right?
I see.
But I don't think money is the only source, though. Because if you think about it, like South Korea is not as wealthy, or it's obviously getting less wealthy too, right? So it's not just money. So it obviously has a lot to do with it, right? It's like physical health, the money, the health. I think the healthcare system is one thing. Like that's not what I'm arguing, because I do think American healthcare system shit, but I think the European one's probably a bit better. Yeah. And I think the Asian one's probably a bit better. Okay. But I'm very curious on like the systems of like Western style versus Eastern style.
Ask ChatGPT this.
About what?
Why these countries are listed as the top.
It's probably going to be places. What we said, no?
Well, I don't know.
Like, it's probably going to be...
And what factors contribute to this?
It's probably going to be the whole walking a lot, good diet, and then, yeah.
Yeah, I'm curious what it would say.
Are the top countries... Oh. Life... Okay, fuck. It's so hard to word. Okay, why are the top countries with the longest life expectancy there? They're saying healthcare system, diet and nutrition, active lifestyle, socioeconomic factors, environment and geography, cultural attitudes and social structures. Oh, this is so general, Viv. So general. Public health policies.
What was your exact question?
It's just, why are they there? Why are they the top? Why are the top countries with the longest life expectancy there? Pretty much like, why are those countries there, right? Healthcare system, diet and nutrition, active lifestyle, socioeconomic factors, environment and geography, cultural attitudes and social structures, public health policies.
Can you ask it? Oh,
sure.
I see. It did go into detail.
Of the ones with higher... Yeah.
Japan, known for its healthy diet, clean environment, and emphasis on respect for elders. Switzerland offers universal health care, high living standards, and clean air. Swiss people tend to live very active lifestyles. Iceland has a small, homogeneous population, clean air and water, and also strong healthcare system.
Oh, interesting. The homogeneous population is very interesting. I wonder how that affects it.
Yeah.
Because it must like fuck up their adaptability in their genetics, right?
Yeah.
So like, you want more mixing of genes because the best genes will start to show more. But if you all homogenize, you might have already really good genes, but then as soon as some variable comes out that's very specifically bad for your genes, then you guys all die.
Off.
Yeah. Very interesting that's one of
the things with that.
Yeah. Interesting. I'm very curious on this whole. Maybe we just search it up here. Eastern versus Western medicine.
Yeah. What's your specific question though?
Let's let it summarize for us. Philosophy in Eastern medicine is focused on treating the whole person. Okay, that's exactly what he said. Energy flow. See, this is what kind of confuses me a little bit. The whole chi thing. Blockages or imbalances in this energy can lead to illness. That's what gets me really like, I'm not sure. Like, I can't fully commit myself to saying this is good as soon as they talk about like energy flow and shit like that. Because it's like,
because you don't understand it.
It's not. Yeah, no, for sure I don't understand it. That's definitely one of the reasons. But it's like also I think it doesn't make like how do they test this between people? Like, do they have a energy flow measuring device? You know what I mean? Like if you have. So back then when I was a kid, there's the Chinese medicine and they kind of touch your pulse and they just tell you what.
You should ask ChatGPT how it does it specifically.
No. Okay, just let me finish explaining this. So like, if they were to do that, how can they create a scientific experiment if there's no baseline, right? So it's like, if I measure your red blood cell count and your white blood cell count, that's a baseline we can go off of, right? I can measure you, I can measure me, and like there's nothing baseline. The only baseline I have with this Eastern medicine is if I get the exact same doctor touch my pulse and touch your pulse.
Yeah.
But they can't do that in a large study. Or if they can, it's all based on that doctor's opinion of what that feels like. But like, can he put that into like words into something that's like universally comparable or something measurable, right?
I think that when they talk about energy flow, it's not like, oh, how yi are you and how not yi are you.
Yeah, okay.
It boils down to more scientific things that I think are more digestible and a lot less woo-woo sounding.
Like what? What do you mean much more digestible? Like what would be one thing to measure your energy flow?
So like blood pressure and certain chemicals that show up in your blood, things like that. You can ask ChatGPT what it is. I remember reading about this before, and I was talking to somebody that's a doctor, and they were telling me about it. And it's actually, when you read into it, it's a lot more scientific than you think it is.
I see. Medicine measure energy flow. Yeah, maybe there is a specific way. In Asian medicine, particularly in traditional Chinese medicine and Ayurveda, energy flow is a central concept. Okay, key methods of measuring it. Depth, whether the pulse is deep or superficial. Strength, whether the pulse is strong, weak, or floating. Okay, rhythm. Okay. Tongue, a pale tongue may suggest qi or blood deficiency. A red tongue might indicate excess heat or inflammation. A white coating should signal acupuncture point. Palpations of acupuncture points. Sometimes the practitioner will feel the acupuncture points to see if there's tenderness or a lack of energy at specific locations. That sounds not woo-woo to you?
What?
All the
lack of energy?
Yeah, like the feeling acupuncture points.
No, I feel like a lot of these things are still things that Western medicine uses to apply to their assessment.
Yes.
Keep reading.
Yeah. Pulse diagnosis. It's just like, what if you just naturally have a weaker pulse because of a heart thing, but everything else with your life is healthy?
I feel like they would take that into account.
But how? I'm curious.
It's kind of like in Western medicine, if you have a lower blood pressure and your systolic and diastolic numbers are a lot lower than your average person, it doesn't necessarily mean that you're about to die or that you have blood problems. It could mean that you have a healthy lifestyle. So you can't just take that number and be like, oh yeah, this person definitely has blood pressure problems. You have to also ask them, hey, how athletic are you? How much movement do you get in your regular life? Do you consider yourself a relatively healthy person? Because we need to take that into account in order to address the reasons why your blood pressure numbers are lower.
I see. I mean, no, that makes like, as in Western medicine, they would just measure blood pressure with a universal number. But the thing that kind of not freaks me out, but like makes me kind of skeptical is like, it's a measurement from a person that isn't very
but I feel like precise. For Eastern medicine, it's not just based off of, oh, this is what I think, this is what I feel. They still have instruments that they use.
Okay. then maybe my observation of Eastern medicine is just very different then.
Yeah.
Like what I observe is always, the doctor guy touches your pulse and he just tells you what's wrong and all this shit.
Mhm.
And to me, I was like, that's not scientific at all. Like that feels very...
I can see why that would not seem scientific.
Yeah, like from my educational experience, that feels very, very wrong in saying that's true or not true. Right.
The reason I had the exact same opinion as you previously, before I met these 2 Asian doctors, and they kept telling me the reasons why they believe in what they believe in and the knowledge that came to be and that backs up their reasoning behind things. And I would like look through their textbooks with them sometimes, and they even gave me one of their books to read just for fun because it was translated in English.
Right.
And they showed me some of the reasons why they put an electrode thing on me to like stimulate muscles, or why they would press a certain pressure point or put cold air somewhere or warm air somewhere. They told me all the scientific backings behind it, which I can't regurgitate exactly right now, but it definitely does make a lot of sense when you hear it directly from an Asian doctor and their actual stance on it.
I'm very curious if they have like... It is true, like the studies must be biased too, right? Their studies is only on Asian people, I assume. Like that is one issue I think Western medicine has, right? Like they don't get a good population of their studies.
For Western?
Yeah. So like...
Oh yeah, Western medicine doesn't account for Black people that much.
Or Asian people, right?
Yeah.
But then I guess which benefit us is, you would say, in Eastern medicine studies, they would account a lot for Asian, which would affect us the most.
I heard this story that back in the day, when if you were trying to become a doctor and you're reading your textbooks, they didn't have a lot of images that translated for people with darker skin colors.
Yeah.
So if you're trying to look at your veins and you had a darker skin tone, or you're trying to assess certain skin problems in the textbook, it would all be light skin stuff, and it wouldn't be applicable to people who have darker skin tones. So a lot of doctors that had darker skin tones had a lot of troubles in these certain areas when they're trying to learn about specific topics, because the textbooks wouldn't cover what it would look like on them. They went too deep into specifics rather than trying to make it a robust system. Oh, that's cool. Okay, yeah, I guess maybe I just have to learn more about that shit. I do think so.
Because, maybe there's something crazy there that I can learn about. Eastern medicine. I was just always freaked out about the whole, like, fucking just one person touching my pulse and saying that.
Yeah, if somebody just like, touched my pulse and was like, yeah, you gotta take this route and that route and, like, do 20 different things, I'd be like...
Yeah, I
don't know about that.
But that's the only experience I've ever had, right? So maybe that's why. Like, the acupuncture part only kind of makes sense because that feels very, very close to dry needling.
Yes.
Which is very, like, well studied. Like, there's a lot of... Yeah. I've seen a lot of studies on dry needling, right? And the rationale is okay, which is, like, just stimulation. But I don't know too much about, like, acupuncture itself.
I feel like part of it, too, is when you go to an Asian doctor, they're not always trying to sell you on your experience with going to them. This is just a hypothetical, okay? I feel like it's because they're like, okay, you have a problem, you want a solution, I can tell you the solution. It's because they've gone through this experience and this issue so many times that it's more obvious to them why this is coming up to you than they need a show. Versus in America or Western medicine, sometimes I feel like they need to give more effort into improving your experience when you go to the doctor's office and making you feel like, oh yeah, I'm going here because my benefits pay for this, or like my healthcare system pays for this, blah, blah, blah. I need to make sure that they're doing exactly this and this and this. And I feel like Western doctors need to show that a little bit more than Eastern doctors. Versus Eastern doctors, like, yeah, I don't need to give you all the like aesthetics of you coming into my doctor's office making you believe in whatever. You're coming in here because you have a problem and you know I'm an expert, and looking at you and doing these quick little things because I've assessed people like this many times before, I can more easily tell you like, oh yeah, this is the issue because you've experienced this so many times. Versus I feel like Western doctors, they can do the same thing, but some of them in like a small degree might be like, oh yeah, let me just use a popsicle stick so I can look at your tongue. Versus an Eastern doctor might just be like, yeah, just stick out your tongue. I'll just look at it, you know. But I also feel like if you talk to a doctor that is very experienced, they also won't give you any of the fluff. You tell them, oh, my body's hurting here, and they'll just tell you, oh, then stop fucking doing that. And they won't be like, oh, let me assess you. Sit down right here. Let me do these 3 exercises with you. They'll just tell you, like, fucking stop doing that then. Or you say, oh, my head hurts. They might be like, okay, we'll take an Advil then. And whereas you would probably expect them to be like, oh, let me assess you. Let me see why your head is hurting exactly here, here, here. They would be like, yeah, you're probably just tired because you didn't eat enough. They won't do all that fluff shit.
Oh.
You know what I mean?
Well, kind of. Like, I feel like, and maybe it's just me, but not necessarily the fluff, but like the blood analysis is the stuff I like to see. Whereas like if an Eastern doctor told me like, oh, you have diabetes, for example, right? I don't doubt that he's seen so many more experiences of people with diabetes so that he can like, you know, do these little checks and know that. But maybe it's like my ego or something, but for someone like me, like I like to like just get a second opinion or get a very factual opinion with measurements and shit. So then like I would like to get the blood test instead and just be sure, because you could be misdiagnosed, right?
Yeah, for sure.
So like that could be the case in, I mean, I'm sure that's the case too in Asian medicine, that there is misdiagnoses also, and that may or may not turn out really bad too, right? So that's why like I get your argument with the fluff, but then at the same time I do also understand that doctors, at least on the legal aspect, they don't want to just say something right away, so they'll always be like, all right, let's get a test done to make sure that it's actually that.
I'm sure if you go to Asia and you go to an actual doctor's office and actual hospital, then and you're
they
looking to get examined, they will examine you if you're asking for it.
I'm just saying, like, I'm sure in both situations, Eastern or Western doctor, they would like be able to look at you and go through your symptoms and probably know exactly what it is. Yeah. But then the Eastern doctors won't have the tools to say definitively. They can just say, you know, from all my experience and stuff, which is valuable, that this is what it is. Whereas the Western doctor would be like, I'm pretty sure this is what it is. Let's test your blood to make sure. Right. And I feel like that's nice. Like, I like that part of it, because it's like, yes, sometimes I want to make sure that you're not fucking up too.
I can see that.
Because like there could be multiple things that have the same symptoms.
I can see that.
Right. So like that part I think is nice. I agree. Like the rest of the fluff, that's mostly like PT and benefits and all that other shit, right? But that, I mean, yeah, that is what it is sometimes. Yeah. Yeah, maybe I just need to fucking learn more about all this Eastern shit. Maybe there's some crazy shit. So, like, do you go to a lot of Asian doctor, like Eastern medicine stuff? Whenever you get sick and whatever?
So my family doctor is a Asian doctor.
Well, Asian doctor doesn't mean...
he practices Western medicine.
Okay, yeah.
However, when I feel really sick, like I've had times in my life where I felt like really, really sick and I didn't know like what it could be.
Yeah.
I would just go to my parents, and my parents would bring me to one of their Asian doctors. I would say every single time in the end, whatever I was sick about has gotten fixed. Oh, I don't know exactly the reason why, but I would just listen to them, and they would do some quick examinations. Sometimes they'll measure my heart rate. Sometimes they'll like get me to do a blood test. Sometimes they'll do this and this, but genuinely, I feel like when I'm really sick and I'm strapped for a solution, I'll go to an Asian doctor.
Sorry, that's racist. You mean Eastern?
Yes.
Like
Eastern medicine.
I was like, stop saying Asian. I was like, they don't like, we're talking about Eastern Western style, not fucking Asian and white or whatever.
Sorry.
Yeah. Okay, Eastern I see what you mean. And so like what would be some of the things they tell you to do?
For example, something that's kind of reoccurring is that when I get sick, I cough for a really long time.
Okay.
And Western medicine would tell me to take an inhaler, which I do use an inhaler sometimes.
Yeah.
Versus Eastern medicine, they have these they look like little brown, sharp rock things.
Okay.
And the Eastern doctor that I would go to just would tell me to eat one of those a day.
Brown sharp rock?
I don't know what it is. Brown, it tastes like orange peels.
Sharp rock, orange peel tasting Eastern medicine. I mean, it could just be Tunpei, which is literally orange peel. Did they make you eat orange peel?
No, it's not an orange peel.
Okay.
It's not like a straight up orange peel.
Oh, okay.
Go to images, see if I can see it.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, no, I don't, it's not any of these.
Brown, sharp, Eastern medicine. It's a rock? Sharp rock looking thing? Oh, dude. We're not getting anywhere.
Yeah, I doubt you're going to find it. Literally, it looks like a brown rock.
Okay. And you eat that and all of a sudden you're cured?
And I get cured way faster than if I use an inhaler.
Oh.
But I just don't like the taste of that. So for regular day things, if I cough too much, then I'll use an inhaler. But if I'm like actually getting fucking sick of coughing for so long, then I'll use the Asian medicine.
Oh, and then that just fixes it up right up?
Yeah.
Does he tell you like the why? Like, is there something else you can do other than eat this thing? Like, is there a root cause fixing thing like that?
I'm sure it fixes the root cause of it, but
if it reoccurs, it's not.
No, it's not necessarily reoccurring. It's because I was born with bronchitis, so you can't necessarily fix that completely. But I feel like what the Eastern medicine is doing fixes it to the degree that it can. Whereas Western medicine is fixing the symptom. Like, it's literally making me stop coughing. Whereas the Eastern medicine is helping with my bronchial tubes itself.
Oh, so why don't you just keep eating it like every day?
Oh, I can, but it just tastes really fucking bad, and it's also really expensive.
Oh, I wonder what it is if it's so expensive.
Yeah,
wait,
I have no idea.
Like, do you have to chew it? Can't you just like swallow it?
Do I what?
Can you just swallow it or something? Or?
No, it's fucking big.
Oh, like so just 2 chews and a swallow and it's done?
I guess so.
Oh. It seems like it's like if you're willing to do that much for your skin, isn't that kind of...
That's true, but I'm not coughing that often anymore.
But you still want to fix the root cause, right? If that's fixing the root cause, then
you can only fix the root cause to the degree that you can if you have bronchitis and you're born with it.
Oh.
Like, I haven't been coughing in like fucking forever, but you know.
That kind of confuses me now, actually.
What?
So like if that fixes your bronchioles,
yeah,
then why would continuous consumption not make you almost like practically cured?
It kind of does. So okay, with bronchitis, I'm not actually sure exactly what bronchitis is. Either you're born with really
inflammation of your bronchioles.
Yeah, and your bronchial tubes are smaller, or you also have more.
I don't think it's smaller. It's just an inflammation of the lining of your bronchial tubes. These tubes carry air to and from your lungs. People who have bronchitis often call mucus, which can be discolored. Bronchitis may start suddenly and can be short-term or start gradually and become long-term. Yeah, but I guess the confusing part to me is like if this thing you eat takes out the inflammation of your bronchial tubes.
But then when you get sick, it becomes inflamed again.
No, I get that. But I'm saying like if you eat it every day, then wouldn't...
Probably, but that's not possible because it's expensive.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, okay, yeah, that kind of makes sense.
Yeah, so when I get sick, I'll use my inhaler more often and then try and sleep and do other things. But if it's really not going away, then I'll resort to this medicine.
Oh, interesting. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I don't know. It'd be interesting to see what that is, actually, but I have no idea.
I'll bring it one day.
I mean, I just need the name, right? It's like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah. And
then I assume whatever this is, they probably did a lot of... You're saying they probably did a lot of studies in Asia with this thing to... Well, that's weird then, because it's not like a... They can prescribe it to you, but it's not really over the counter. Anyone can kind of eat it kind of thing.
Right? Yeah, because it's just herbs, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's cool. If that works, yeah, they should definitely fucking use that more. Like, in general. I just don't know, like... I'm sure they can't say that in Western medicine because it's like... I'm curious, like, if the studies they find is not legit or something, or, like, they just don't have...
Maybe it's just different laws and different things that people believe in the different societies, like, different values.
No, because that's interesting, because, like, if that's the case, why don't they just turn that into, like, a supplement?
Well, maybe they do. I don't know if they have it or not.
Yeah, because then you could just take that as a supplement in, like, a daily or weekly form.
Yeah, that would be fucking great.
But, like, I wonder if there's a reason why they don't, too, right?
Maybe it's also hard to produce it to that quality or something regularly. I have no idea.
Interesting. Okay. No, That makes sense. I mean, yes, and it does and it doesn't because I don't know what it is. So it's like, what the fuck is it? And it's still kind of like the whole like chi thing really bothers me. The chi thing is like, what the fuck? Like there's no chiometer or anything like that.
Ask ChatGPT how you measure chi.
We did.
Like specifically chi?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And it said like your pulse and your tongue. So it's like, I'm so confused because it's like, that feels weird. Like the pulse part feels weird.
Really? I feel like the tongue part should feel weirder than the pulse part because the pulse has to do with your heart. And that's measurable.
No, I understand that. So it's like, it's pretty much, they're just calling it chi, but then the doctor would just call it blood pressure. Right? So it's like, okay, good, you guys called it something else, but it doesn't make it more superior that you can measure that.
Can you ask ChatGPT what is chi specifically?
I mean, I asked how it's measured, right?
But what is it?
How do Asian medicine measure energy?
Oh, it's energy flow, but what does energy flow mean specifically?
So many Eastern practices like traditional Chinese medicine and Ayurveda emphasize the flow of vital energy. It's vital energy. Qi in Chinese medicine. Okay, so what is qi in Chinese medicine? In Chinese medicine is a vital life force or energy that flows through the body and universe, animating all living things. It's considered a fundamental concept with its balance and flow crucial for maintaining health, well-being. Imbalances or blockage in qi are believed to be the root cause of illnesses. So like the thing that bothers me is first it says, flows through body and universe, animating all living things. And then the imbalance or blockages in qi are believed to be, I mean, it's fine if it's just a pulse and it's like a heart pressure thing.
Yeah.
Then it's like, okay, yeah, then you like, I have no issues. Like you guys just called it something different, but you guys are speaking the same language now.
To a degree, I think it could be something in its own, but then people just don't believe in it right now. It's like how people think this is completely different, but kind of in the same idea. It's kind of like how people say, oh, ghosts aren't real. But then it's like, oh, maybe it's just not real because we don't know how to measure and find it right now.
Yeah. Like, no, yeah, 100%. I think like it could be something completely true, but the fact that we don't understand it enough seems kind of like, oh, is this Bigfoot or is it not Bigfoot, right?
But you can understand it enough to know it exists. Kind of like, oh, fucking what the fuck is black matter? We don't know. No one's seen it, but we just know it's there.
Yeah, but this is like kind of like we don't know what it is, but it's just there. But I can measure with my finger, and then I can tell you what's wrong with you. Right.
Well, a lot of things in space take into account black matter, but we don't know a lot about it. But it's still enough to be like, oh yeah, that's probably black matter, or a lack thereof, or too much, or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, I mean it's kind of interesting. The thing is like, it's measurable though, right? It's like you can measure black matter because it's the absence of something, right?
Is it? No, it's not.
It's like, no, like they have a total mass and the total actual mass they get is this. So then whatever else they have to account for as black matter. That's the absence of something, right?
Yeah.
That's how they can account for that, right? But then it's just, for me, it feels weird when it's like, one guy touching your pulse and be like, chi.
I can see what you mean.
And it's just like, oh.
But I would imagine it's probably in that same idea of things.
Yeah, no, probably. Yeah, it's probably something we just don't understand enough. And I wonder if it's like, I don't understand enough, or it's just we, like, just like humans don't understand enough, but it's still a thing. Like, I agree. Like, yeah, it could definitely still be a thing. But it's interesting that it's, like, not pursued in a way. Like, I would imagine, like, I wonder if, like, Asia or China is, like, pushing really hard on that shit.
Probably.
Like, you think when you go to a doctor in China, they have like Eastern wing, Western wing, or like a doctor needs to know both Eastern and Western medicine?
Oh, they have to know both.
Oh, so they have to understand both. So then I wonder if there's any conflict they have, like, in their mind, right? Like,
maybe. I'm sure they have a balance in like what to use and when.
Yeah, it's like, do they use the pulse checking when they're looking at this guy, or do they put a blood pressure thing around them or not, right? It's like,
see how critical your issue is.
Right. But then that's curious too. It's like, okay, why do you resort to one when it's more critical than the other, right? Like, do you think one's better or more likely to solve
I guess it's people who believe more in holistic things or not holistic too, right?
Oh, don't bring up that word. That shit's so... Like, I mean, okay, there could be a like. Okay, let's go to the definition so I don't fuck this up. Yeah, I think holistic gets a bad rap. Like the word holistic makes sense.
Yes.
It means everything as a whole. Everything's interconnected, right? So it's like your leg hurts, but in reality, it's something wrong with your back, or the other way around. So your back hurts, but in reality, your hip's not good or your leg's not good, right?
Well, I thought you were gonna go a different route with this.
What
example.
are you gonna think? What did you think I was gonna say?
Your body hurts because you're also depressed, and being depressed puts a lot of strain on your body.
Oh, yeah, that's the part that gets woo-woo for me.
Really?
That's okay. Like the just straight definition of holistic. Okay, holistic is just characterized by the belief that parts of something are interconnected and can be explained only by reference to the whole.
Well, I feel like the example that I gave was very concrete and real enough to be understood.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so like I thought when I look at the term holistic, maybe I understand the definition wrong. I always thought like the literal definition of holistic is like everything is considered. So like if I have a robot, right? It's like, you know, something is wrong, but it could be the electrical connection in this part of it that's affecting this part. Like everything's a whole.
Yeah.
That's how I think of holistic. Right?
Yeah, and you don't think that if somebody was depressed and their body was aching, that it could be related?
I didn't think of that. I thought of like your body as a whole, like your head to toe.
Okay.
But without the soul, spirit, and all the other emotion and brain, or not necessarily brain, because brain's still like physical matter, but it's like soul, spirit, emotions. I wasn't thinking about that.
You don't think emotions can have physical impacts?
I do, but like I'm saying, when I think of the word holistic, like, okay, the terminology holistic, in my opinion, is just everything, but I think of it in a physical sense.
I see.
Like the holistic health of your car.
Yes.
Right. And then, but I think your definition is probably more correct. Is like when it goes to holistic medicine, it goes like body, mind, and spirit and all this stuff. And I think some of it gets woo-woo when you get too much mind and too much spirit without the body. I do agree that like, you know, depression and shit could have like physical manifestation. But I think they get a bad rap because they have some like pretty crazy people in them.
I fully agree. I think they also get a bad rep because they try and fix physical or mental issues with things that are literally just not really backed up in science to the degree that it needs to be a solution. Like you could say, oh, hey, I sprained my ACL. And they'll be like, have you heard of using a thyme essential oil?
Yeah, some bullshit like that.
Or like rosemary essential oil to fix your ACL? Then you'd be like, okay, yeah, maybe it feels good for your skin, but yeah, it's not gonna fucking fix your ACL.
Yeah, so when you said like holistic and shit, that's what I was thinking of. Like the exact example you were saying, right? Like I wasn't thinking about like the whole mind, like the whole like emotions related to physical body. I don't disagree that that's a thing. It's just like, as soon as you said holistic, I was like, dude, I'm not getting into fucking random ass treatments.
Yes.
For random ass things.
Or people that are like, oh, you have cancer? Oh, you just need to go
just do some deep breathing and shit.
Soak in some sun and rub this sage on your chest.
That's typically like, how people die. Yeah. So yeah, that's some fucked up shit. That's what I was thinking when you were talking about holistic.
Oh yeah.
Now if you think about like, okay, how does the body and mind and all that stuff mesh together and shit? Yeah, that's I think one of the toughest fucking thing, right? Like I think it's really hard to study.
I think so too.
I think it's like 100% of the depressed people have some physical manifestation. I was like, okay, yeah, but that doesn't. You can say that. I can say that like I'm saying a fact, and no one would disagree with me. But at the same time, no one would be like, here's the solution, or like this is what we should do, or like what are the next steps? Like if I say like depression as a physical manifestation, right, everyone would agree. We don't like people wouldn't even do studies and they would probably still agree. But then it's like also like, okay, what the fuck do you do, right? And then there's 50 billion different answers, right? And then I think
mental is really hard to treat, because I heard somebody on a podcast say this once. I forgot who it was specifically, but they said that people who treat the mind are the only doctors that don't look at the actual part that they're treating.
Like physically?
Like mental diseases.
Yeah.
They're the only doctors that can't actually physically see the organ that they're trying to treat. Because it doesn't manifest physically directly. Like if you're depressed, your brain doesn't turn purple because it's depressed type of thing.
Yeah.
So that's why it's very hard to treat.
I mean, I think that's also why like a subset of people are trying to figure that out, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, if you're depressed and you feel the specific thing at this moment, okay, let's do an MRI and see where in your brain's active at the moment, right? So then they can get to something more. I guess maybe I'm still stuck on the scientific part because there's like a really human aspect to it, right?
Yeah,
it's like, yeah, I want to figure out the best way to help everyone, and in doing so, I helped no one because I didn't treat anyone. I'm just trying to figure out how to measure all these things, trying to find a super scientific way, but at the end of the day, it's not helping anyone. It may not help anyone, or it may not get a result that helps anyone.
Yeah.
Right? Where because it could just literally just be straight up different for everyone. Right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's a tough one. I mean, I don't.
How much do psychologists get paid compared to other doctors?
They usually get paid a lot, don't they?
Really?
I mean, compared to other doctors, I have no idea. Average psychologist salary. Oh, that's kind of low.
Kind of low.
Yes, I think it's also the fact that it like
a psychologist the highest degree of mental related doctors.
Maybe psychotherapists.
Psychiatrists higher.
Oh, okay. Let's see difference between I think one of them is medicine related. No, a psychiatrist is a medical doctor.
Oh, I see.
So they actually prescribe stuff to you,
but they cannot prescribe.
What do you mean?
Oh, yes.
Like a psychiatrist can do therapy and prescribe you things, and a psychologist can only do therapy
and can't prescribe. Yeah.
Yes. So a psychiatrist will get paid
higher
more than a psychologist, I assume.
Yes.
And I think it's mostly because there's something concrete behind it, right?
I agree. I think it's because they can also prescribe.
No, I think it's more so because they have like a psychologist can think they can cure anyone, right? But a psychiatrist can be like, okay, I can give drugs to this many people and it will cure them because we have all these other stuff backing that up.
Because they know about the drug part.
Yeah, because they like if you're paying for a service, you want a concrete solution, or you want something that is definitive, right?
What differentiates the reason why they can prescribe and not prescribe?
Is that they're a medical doctor. A psychiatrist is a medical doctor.
So they have a psychologist doesn't have a PhD?
No, a MD is not the same as a PhD.
Oh, I see.
Like a medical doctor degree, and they also study the brain and shit like that.
I see.
Whereas a psychologist is just like a doctorate of philosophy, right?
I see.
And I think that's why maybe the pay discrepancy is a bit higher or different.
How much do psychiatrists get paid?
It's probably like close to doctor salary, you know? Psychiatrists, it's like double, more than double. It's like almost triple,
more than double,
right? And I think it's literally the fact that they can, like, you could be a psychologist, you could get a doctor of philosophy, and you could be a shitty psychologist, right? But a psychiatrist, it's like you have to understand way more of the drugs and the definitive things that could help. Whereas, like,
still be shitty too.
Oh yeah, 100%. But then you know more about the definitive things that could help with these symptoms. I'm not saying they could solve the problem. True. But I think most people want like a solution, right? So like a psychologist, they may or may not solve you, right? And then a psychiatrist, same thing, but their chances are a bit higher because they have different tools that they can use.
Can you look up now the different average salaries of the different types of doctors?
Okay. Average salary of different types of doctors. By specialty. Okay. Let's see this. Oh wait, let's not use one site. Let's use all the sites. Surgical is like 600K. Family physicians like 300K. This is in Canada, guys. So just FYI. Perfect. Other specialties it ranges between 300 and 600K then. Highest paid. Some of the highest paid specialties include ophthalmology, cardiothoracic surgery, neurosurgery, and urology.
Well, I would have thought
dermatologist might actually get paid a lot, actually.
Yeah.
I think you might be right about that. Let's see. So average annual doctor's by salary. Okay, where do they get this information? In 2023, the average salary for all U.S. physician, including primary care physician and specialists. Okay, so average was 363K. That's crazy. 363K USD. That means that's like 400K CAD at least.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
That's fucking insane. Okay, so from top to bottom, orthopedics is the most at 558 on their average. Then plastic surgery, then cardiology, urology, gastroenterology, radiology. Oh, dermatology is number 7, so it's pretty high up there.
Yeah.
Anesthesiology. Okay, what's the shitter? The shitter is pediatrics, diabetes and endocrinology, infectious disease, public health and preventative maintenance medicine. That's crazy. Public health and preventative medicine is that low.
Family medicine. I heard family medicine was one of the lower ones.
Yeah. I mean, it kind of makes sense. They're kind of like...
Oh, interesting.
Good at general shit, but at the end of the day, they always refer to other people if it gets anything more serious. Right? Psychiatry is kind of low too on that part. Yeah.
What's ophthalmology?
Ophthalmology? Is that... Okay, I'm gonna make a guess. I'm gonna be wrong here, so I can embarrass myself. Is it related to the eye? Yeah, it's the eye. Yes. Yeah.
What's otolaryngology?
You want to make a guess?
Your throat.
You think so? Oh, actually, the otolaryng. Oh, yeah, it's larynx. So it's probably the throat. Larynx?
Yeah.
It's probably neck or throat. It is surgical specialty within medicine that deals with surgical and medical management conditions of the head and neck. Oh, so okay, so head and neck. I see. Cool. Oncology, anesthesiology. That's cool. Wow, damn, urology is all the way up there. That's crazy. Yeah, very interesting.
Urology is for guys, right?
No, it's related to your endocrine system, or sorry, your peeing system, whatever that's called. The whatever.
Oh, both male and female.
Yeah, it's the urinary tract and whatever else. And
I thought a urologist is for a guy, though.
No. You have a urinary tract. I have a urinary tract.
Yeah, I know, but
so they're
for girls, you go to a
OBGYN, right?
Yeah.
But a urologist is for both.
Oh, okay.
It's the main function the main function is a urinary tract, right?
But what are the guy doctors called?
It is. You're not wrong. It's also urologist because our urinary system is connected to the male reproductive organs. I guess the girls is not connected.
Separate, yeah.
Yeah. So then that's why they have a separate doctor.
That makes sense.
Yeah, plastic surgery, orthopedics. That'll make sense. Orthopedics, yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, damn.
Orthopedics, the best. I mean, that's like all the surgeries, right? Yeah, all the fucking muscle ligament surgery shit. Right? Focus on diagnosis, treatment, rehabilitation of injuries and disease of the musculoskeletal. Yeah. Yeah, it'd be crazy to be a doctor. I mean, it is a commitment. It's a very difficult commitment. It's like you have to commit that 10 years, hey?
Mm-hmm.
But actually, it doesn't even feel that bad when I think about it.
I think when you're first starting post-secondary, it feels kind of bad because you're like, what the fuck, 10 years compared to 4? But when you're 32, you're like...
Dude, it's crazy.
I was going to turn 32 anyways.
I was in school for 7 years.
Yeah.
I was like 3 years away from fucking becoming a medical doctor if I started with that path.
Exactly.
But I also feel like I don't have a passion for it, so it wouldn't have helped. Yeah. That mindset wouldn't have helped. The only other mindset I could think of is like, oh, I maybe could have gotten a PhD.
Mm-hmm.
But I just didn't really enjoy academia.
Yeah.
I feel like you have to. It sucks because like some of the people I worked with or some of the people I know, like if you asked me, I'd be like, this guy has a PhD in this thing. Even though he doesn't actually have a PhD, like he's like smarter or not, if not just as smart as someone who actually has a PhD in this thing.
Yeah.
But he doesn't have a PhD.
Of course.
And it's like, it kind of, to me, it's like, especially for engineering, I feel like PhD is almost kind of useless. Because the whole point of engineering is to be practical.
Yes.
Right? So there's a difference between engineering and physicists. Right?
Yes.
Like physicists can make all the theories they want, and then applied physicists is even more practical than theoretical physicists, and then engineer is even more practical than applied physicists, right? So then to be a doctorate of philosophy in engineering, it's like feels kind of weird.
Why the fuck you go so far?
It's like I don't know. It just feels like you might as well go doctorate of like physics at that point. But I still see some part. It's like they have to bridge the gap.
Get it?
As in, there's too much technology being developed, and they need to bridge the gap for practicality. But yeah, it's just I've always thought to be a good engineer, in my opinion, has always been like you have to be a well-rounded person to solve many different problems. So then, like becoming a PhD sometimes like kind of pigeonholes you into something. But that being said, I know a lot. I've like interacted with a lot of professors, and they're very smart in very many fields. So
yeah, I can see it.
So I feel like that's why they're in that position too, right? Like, they're not just in one situation. But I feel like that is the ultimate, not goal, but like the ultimate engineer is one who's adaptable to many different situations. That's how I've always thought about it. But I could be wrong, because I think a lot of people make way more money than me that specialize in one thing and one thing only.
I can see the benefits in both. Dude. If you become really niche, then you're kind of locked into your very niche field.
Yeah.
And then less people are in your competition. But then if you're a generalist, then you're more applicable in a lot more fields, but then you also can never be that niche. So there's always pros and cons.
Yeah. I think one of the hard parts about the specialist is like more things are out of your control, because the market can sway one way, and that's completely out of your control. Like, for example, you could be the fucking best steam engine designer. We're not really using that many steam engines anymore.
That's true.
Right? So it's like, fuck.
Adaptability is a big thing.
Yeah. So, but then that's true too. So like, if you're really good at steam engine, you're probably pretty good at like a lot of steam or piping or something similar, like pressure vessel type of stuff too. Right? You're probably like a pro at that shit too. So
I agree.
Yeah, that's the cool part. Anyways, what else do you want to talk about before we end it off on our Eastern, Western medicine, skincare shit? I don't know shit about skincare, so I'm glad I got a little bit of education on that stuff. I wish skincare advice is like free, or like comes with your medical. Your family doctor won't. They'll just give you very general.
Oh, I feel like with the internet nowadays, you can learn so much.
But it's not like specialized to you. Like, what if I try this product and my skin gets all fucked up? Like, it's still
a doctor can only do so much to see whether a skin care product what's gonna fuck up your skin or not, versus what you can find out on the internet. I feel like having the skill of discernment is a very valuable thing.
So you don't think like? I still think there's a pretty big difference. Like, a dermatologist could tell me exactly what type of products I should be using, whereas if I go on the internet, I feel like I can kind of guess.
Yeah, because you can do your best guess from the internet and do your best guess to educate yourself on why a dermatologist would recommend you a specific thing, but obviously someone that's specialized in their field can do a better job. I agree with that.
Oh, I was just hoping, like, I guess what I meant for my statement is like, I wish the family doctor had more information and tell me about this shit, because no family doctor ever tells me anything about my skincare. Unless you have like really bad condition.
Yeah.
They would never, it's almost like no family doctor has ever told me like how to eat and how to work out and all that shit. And I also wish they would focus on that shit too, because that's all preventative maintenance, right?
Yeah.
And then I wish they did that too on skincare, because then that'd be like, oh, okay, nice. Like, tell me some facts, like spit some shit. Let me know exactly how to prevent all this other shit from happening.
Yeah. Have you ever asked though?
I feel like I did once when I was a teenager, and they didn't really give any good advice.
Oh, really?
They
probably just recommended you a dermatologist.
It just feels like back to the whole exercise diet thing. Like, they just probably didn't know enough.
Maybe. I do also think that when a doctor gives you advice and it's very general based, and it might seem like, oh, well, yeah, fucking duh. There's a reason why there are these core attributes that are very important to being healthy. So saying like, oh, drink more water. People are like, oh yeah, of course, drink more water. But people don't actually know that it's actually very beneficial to drink like a lot of water. Or when people say, oh yeah, everyone knows working out is healthy, people are like, well, yeah, like obviously, but people don't actually go in depth on why it's actually healthy for you to work out. You know what I mean?
Yes, but
like people take it with too much of a grain of salt, but there's a reason why people say, oh, if you get a certain amount of exercise and you drink a lot of water, you have a healthy diet,
yeah,
it'll greatly boost the foundation of your health more than if you just did one or the other or half-assed one or the other.
Yeah, right. But then I guess what I was saying is like I was hoping like to get further in depth whenever I see like a doctor should have a nuanced view, right? So then if they see someone who's unhealthy in so many things, then they're gonna point to the most obvious thing. But if they see someone that's, relatively healthy, good diet, good, physical activity and stuff, and they're asking for, hey, I want to get even better, like it feels like they'll never give you that even better. And it comes with, I guess that's what I was saying, is like they'll never give you the even better. They'll always give you the basic answer, and it's just like, I get it for, let's say, like at least 50% of the population, that's already pretty good for if they do follow that. But like, why should the other 50% struggle getting good advice just because the other 50% decides to be unhealthy? Right? It's like if they saw someone who's relatively healthy and they want even better advice, I mean, they should at least be able to give something, but it just feels like they don't, which kind of sucks.
I can see it.
Yeah. I guess that's what I was trying to say. I was like, I understand your point, but that's all I was trying to say.
I feel like sometimes if you also go to a doctor that doesn't really care that much, they also wouldn't give you that much detail,
Yeah, which sucks. I mean, you're going to them for a reason and stuff. Right. You want to optimize, and I feel like doctors should care about that. But in general, they don't. And I feel like they're not equipped to, maybe. Right? Like, it's almost like we should give free healthcare to people who also want to optimize. So it's like if everyone in the country worked out and ate relatively healthy and drank a lot of water or some shit like that, then the minimum standard of healthcare would just go up, right? Because they'll stop saying, hey, go work out, go drink more water, go do all this stuff. They would actually be forced to learn even more stuff to try to optimize you further because they can't use those anymore.
Yeah.
Right? Because the standards are just higher now. The bar is higher now. So they have to become better too. But because the bar is so low, that's why everyone below the bar gets benefit and everyone above just gets nothing. Right?
I wonder if you go to how different your experience would be if you went to a doctor in a place that had really, really good healthcare. Like if you went to Switzerland, how different that experience would be compared to if you went to a regular doctor here.
I actually think that might be very similar experience if you went to private healthcare.
Like here.
Yeah, if you went to a private health, if you paid for private healthcare, I feel like you would get a similar experience as if you went to somewhere with a higher standard. Because now you're paying, so then they'll be like, okay, I want something more than just the bullshit because I'm paying for this now.
Yeah.
And then they have an incentive to be better because they'll be like, okay, I as a doctor need to learn more to help my patient because they're paying me for this now, right? Whereas in public health, it's just like, I come and I get public health, like regardless if you come or not, I'm going to get another patient from somewhere else anyways, right? Like my schedule will be filled up anyways. I'll still have patients. I'll still make money. Or I'll still get paid, right? Whereas the private healthcare would be like, no, I need to this patient wants this. I need to figure out what this is, and I need to be the best at it to help them. Right?
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, so I feel like
that's kind of crazy to say that if you went to Switzerland and went to their public healthcare thing, that it's probably on par, or very similar to private healthcare here.
If yeah, I don't know how good Switzerland's system is. I don't doubt it's probably really good.
Yeah.
So
I bet too.
I would assume it's similar to like private healthcare.
And that's unfortunate for us.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I know it's like a hot topic, especially because like a lot of my family work in public health. So like I see the benefit of it. I just feel like there could be like almost like a dual system if possible.
What do you mean?
Like a public and a private healthcare system that
here?
Yeah.
I don't think there's private healthcare here.
There is, but it's like very pushed against.
I can see it because we do have free public healthcare.
Yeah, it's very like against it. Or like a lot of people are very against it, right? And it's just like, man, if someone makes a lot of money, there should be more access to them if they choose to go to private healthcare. But I feel like that threshold is so high.
Yeah,
You have to make like a ridiculous amount of money to really like reap that or like use that benefit, right?
I agree.
So it's like, oh fuck. It's like again, it's like the average fucks everyone or fucks everyone that tries, which sucks. Right.
Because I feel like for that, it just is what it is.
Yeah, no, I
Yeah.
agree, but like that's kind of shitty mentality too, right? It's
Mhm.
like, oh yeah, it is what it is, but it doesn't mean we shouldn't still try, right? So yeah, anyways, cool healthcare talk. I have a lot to learn about Eastern medicine, I guess. I always thought it was kind of weird, but you clearly know a lot about it, so then I gotta learn more and figure out exactly what the fuck is up with it.
It's pretty interesting.
Yeah, no, I
I've been
don't doubt it.
converted from years ago.
Oh yeah, nice. All right, cool. Thank you for tuning in, guys.
Thanks for listening, guys.
All right, see ya.
Bye.